Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who video of me ranking the Doctor Who animations. Now, there are only two animations I haven't seen. One is called Wheel Time, starring Colin Baker in his blue outfit, aka Doctor Number 6 in his blue outfit, and of course the 7th Doctor animation of Death Comes to Time, I believe that's called. I haven't seen any of them yet, but I believe they are on YouTube, so I am checking them out. But welcome to my video where I'm going to be ranking 17 of the Doctor Who animations that I have seen. So, 17th place is, of course, one animation that I cannot really stand. I watched this a couple of times on DVD, and it is Doctor Who Dreamland, starring David Tennant, Doctor Number 10. What can I tell you? Dreamland. Nothing. Just nothing. I mean, the animation is in poor quality. I mean, look at that. Just look at the way the 10th Doctor is deciding animation. This came out in 2009. The aliens are like them. And then, of course, we have these aliens that look pretty good, actually. But the other ones... Then, of course, we meet the Men in Black, the androids, and yeah... I haven't really watched this in a very long time, and I watched this one a couple of days ago, and nope, not a great animation. Sorry to say that. 16th place is, of course, Doctor Who Fury from the Deep. This is a Troughton story, as you can see at the back through the steelbook. This animation is my least favourite Troughton, basically, animation story. Now, this set does have some problems, like the sets in the way the animations are made. I mean, they're made too big when they should have been a bit smaller. Like, I really like it when when the animation tries to pull off a Doctor Who story, and something like in Fury from the Deep doesn't really click very well. I'm not the only one that's got issues with Fury from the Deep, but I am grateful we have got it in animation, so I still watch it. I mean, the only animation I really don't go back and rewatch is, of course, Dreamland, but the rest of them I do. And then, of course, in 15th place is episode 3 of Doctor Who, The Web of Fear. The animation that came out last year. I like what they were trying to do with this, make it a bit more 3D style, a bit like they did in Dreamland, where this one I think did it really well and a lot better than Dreamland did. But I absolutely love the way the Yetis are. And I do love the Web of Fear for what it is, and thank God we actually had it animated. I know some people aren't happy with the Web of Fear's animation, but I'm just grateful we got it, to be honest with you. 14th place, it is Doctor Who, The Faceless Ones. Now, this one, for me, it's not a great Troughton story. Some people like it, some people love it. I love what they're trying to do with the animation, trying to make it where the aliens look like they were shape-shifting and stuff, even though it's a great story, and I love listening to the story. I watched the telesnaps of this one because a couple of years ago, the telesnaps were all on YouTube, and then the animation started coming out, and for some reason, I can't find any more telesnaps on YouTube, so the animation, I love it. I do like the animation, but how can I say this? But there are so many other good ones above this story. There are so many other great animation stories above this one, and I was really gutted to put this one in 14th place. Now, in 13th place, this one, it's not as bad, but the story, it helps to make the rest of the story to exist. It is the Ice Warriors. The animation for the Ice Warriors, it's okay. I like what they're trying to do to make the story existing, even though this is my least favourite Ice Warrior story, but the animation does basically help it. Can't say anything wrong than that. The animation does help it. 12th place. It is, of course, one that just came out recently. And it is Galaxy 4. And I'm so sorry to Thomas Stevens. He's probably going to hate me after this. But Galaxy 4, I really think when they're trying to animate Hartnell, they didn't get it right in certain aspects. Where you look at the previous stuff, like in Planet 51, when they did the moon... Not the moon base, sorry. In the 10th planet. And then, of course... The Reign of Terror, they are just fantastic, they're just literally fantastic animations for the first Doctor, where Galaxy 4, even though the storytelling is brilliant and stuff, Vicky they got right, Stephen they got right, it's just the first Doctor, I think they needed a bit more work on the first Doctor. Even though when you see them like running across the planet, it does look like the first Doctor was just basically a bit of a stick figure the way they kind of animated him to run. But the rest of it looks pretty good, and I do enjoy it for that. What that is, though, it is a good story. Galaxy 4, out of all the animations, it's my third favourite animation story, but for me to rank it all in with the others, there are some animations that are a lot better than Galaxy 4. But in general, I do go back and rewatch Galaxy 4 quite a lot. Then, of course, in 11th place, it is The Power of the Daleks. So, Power of the Daleks, what can I say about this animation? It's good. It was the very first full time we saw a Doctor Who story in pure animation for a missing 60 story. It is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But there are so many great stories above this one. Even though I love Power of the Daleks, it absolutely hurts me so much to put it in 11th place above so many other, because there are just so many great episodes of Doctor Who, and some other good stories have been animated. Now, in 10th place, now this is another William Hartnell story. It is, of course, The Reign of Terror. Episodes 4 and 5 was animated back in 2013, early 2014, but the animation was released. The Reign of Terror is one of my favourite Hartnell stories, even though I don't like much historian stuff. This is a good story set in the French Revolution, and the animation, I watched this recently, and it's like, I prefer this over to Galaxy 4's animation. I'm sorry to say that. But in the way of the storytelling, I do like Galaxy 4 for the storytelling, but for the animation-wise, this one's a lot better. I like the way Hartnell looks. He doesn't look much like a stick figure in certain stuff, but it's a really good scene as well in The Reign of Terror. And then, of course, in 9th place, it is, of course, Doctor Who, the 10th Planet animation, which is for episode 4. It is fantastic. This is, I mean, Hartnell's only got 3 stories animated, which one full story is Galaxy 4. Then, of course, we have episodes 4 and 5 for The Reign of Terror, and then episode 4 for the 10th Planet. And I love it. It literally carries on. So I have no problem going from episodes 1, 2, and 3 of live action and then going in animation for the final story, because it's just absolutely great story, and they got the regeneration right, which is one thing I love about the planet, the Power of the Daleks, because the animation in that one as well for the regeneration is pretty good, and it does continue on from the 10th Planet. If you watch it, lets you go from 10th Planet to Power of the Daleks, you're in for a treat if you watch it back to back. Now, in 8th place, it is a animation tale of Sharda. Now, this is the 2003 animation of Sharda, which you can only get on Blu-ray and Blu-ray. Sorry to say this, it's not really available on DVD. In the Steelbook version of Doctor Who Sharda. This stars Paul McGann, the 8th Doctor, with Lyanna Ward and, of course, K9. This is done by Big Finish Productions, because Sharda is actually a Big Finish story from the Paul McGann one. It's just an imitation from Daleks Adams, but instead of being Tom Baker, it's Paul McGann. And this is really good. It gives Paul McGann a third kind of like TV outing, really. Yeah, it is animation, but it kind of gives the 8th Doctor another TV sort of appearance, but in animation form. And I loved it. I mean, yes, the animation is a bit strong. It's in bad quality. I'm sorry to say that. It is in very, very bad quality, but it's more Paul McGann. I'm going to be nice to it because it's literally just Paul McGann, and Paul McGann deserves more screen time as the 8th incarnation of the Doctor. I do want more 8th Doctor, and I really did enjoy this version of Sharda, but that's not the only one. So, literally, coming into 7th place, it is a 2007 animation of Doctor Who, The Infinite Quest. This is the only Tennant animation I absolutely love. Out of the 2 they did for his Doctor, this is the one I love. I love Balthazar. Balthazar is one of the best villains in Doctor Who. I love Quarky, his little robot bird. I really did enjoy this story, and I love revisiting it. And it's really done so well for the animation. I just loved it. And this was actually aired back in 2007 in the CBBC program Totally Doctor Who. I wish they carried on with that. I absolutely love this animation. It's absolutely fantastic, and I just can't wait to go back and rewatch it later on. And then, of course, in 6th place, we go to the Moon Base. A fantastic animation for the 2nd Doctor. 3 and 4. No, sorry. Episodes 1 and 4, I believe, exit. Are animated in this one. I haven't rewatched this in a long time. I love the animation for it, though, for the Cybermen. When you see the Cybermen walking across the moon in animation, my God, it is just mind-blowing Doctor Who nonsense. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. Even though I do say it's Doctor Who nonsense, you know, it's 60s Doctor Who. It's a base 100 story. I love the fact we go from animation to live, then live to animation again. It's just absolutely fantastic to store it, to listen to it, and actually to sit down and watch it as well. I mean, I'm in the middle of listening to Big Finish as well, and I'm loving Big Finish as well. And then, of course, we are in the top 5 now. So in 5th place for the animations. This one was released way back in 2003, the same year as Shada. But this stars Richard E. Grant as the alternative version of the 9th Doctor. And there is a review coming out for this story at some point, because I'm going back to rewatch it at some point. It is Doctor Who Scream of the Shellker. Come on, people. Applaud, clap, you know, do whatever you want. It's Scream of the Shellker. It's on this list. I absolutely love this story. I remember watching this back at my Auntie Vicky's flat back in around about the same year, 2003. And I also watched it quite a lot in school on BBC iPlayer. This is just fantastic. Derek Jacob plays the master really well. I love the Shellker, and I love the fact when the Doctor confronts him, he goes, I know about monsters, I'm the Doctor. And when they literally come out screaming, and then you go to that title sequence, it's done absolutely fantastic. I wish we had more ventures with this version of the Doctor. Absolutely, I did love it. Scream of the Shellker, amazing. Then, of course, jumping into number 4, it is Doctor Who, the Macra Terror. The animation is pure greatness. I love the animation for this. The Macra is done so brilliantly. Everyone else is spot on, and I do get Troughton right in this animation. I love it. It's just a fantastic piece of Doctor Who animation. This is just phenomenal. I just absolutely love it. Really do. I really do. So, and I'm sorry to say that, but I really do love it. But it's not the best Troughton animation. In 3rd place is, of course, the 2017 version of Shada. Well, I've tied this one in with the 21 version of Shada as well, because of the definitive version of Shada that's available on the Season 17 box set. I love the animation for this story. I love the fact for the different version, they literally cut it down into 6 episodes instead of like being a whole like an hour, like a whole film like this one is. I love it. I love it. I really do love it. And I love the fact when Skagwa, the animation of Skagwa is there looking for the computer and having information about the Doctor, and it just shows Tom Baker, where in the previous animation with Paul McGann, it shows all of the 8th Doctors. I absolutely love Shada. Fantastic story. Tom Baker, anything with Tom Baker, I absolutely enjoy. But unfortunately, there are just 2 more great animations I had to put above this one, and I'm sorry, people that love Shada, I really am, but there's just 2 animations I physically love quite a lot. And I have to say, this kind of video was actually requested by another sci-fi guy who wanted to know what I think of the animations and stuff. And to be honest with you, we're now in the top 2. So in 2nd place is, of course, a fantastic story starring the 2nd Doctor. We have Zoe and Jamie, and you know what this story is. It is The Invasion, the very first start of the missing stories to be animated. And even though we are in 2022 and this came out in 2007, this is just absolutely fantastic. I just love it. When you see the Cybermen, literally the animation version of the Cybermen coming out of the sewers and walking across, literally coming out of the pipes and stuff, and you hear, I love the animation for this. It's absolutely fantastic. And I love the animation for part 1 as well, when the TARDIS basically lands on the farm. I just absolutely love, I'm sorry to say, but I absolutely love this story. This story is my favourite Troughton story from season 6. I'm going to do a ranking video of all the Troughton stories I've seen, because I just absolutely love The Invasion. It's fantastic. It's got unit, and it really just set up the 3rd Doctor era so good in this one. I just love the animation for it. I'm sorry to say that, but I really do. And then, of course, my number 1, my all-time favourite Doctor Who story to be animated. Now, this one was released back in September 2021. And I'm sorry to say this, anybody that's probably going to moan at me for it, it is, of course, Doctor Who, Evil of the Daleks. This story only came out 1 year ago. Well, coming up to a year. I love it. I have to say, out of the animations that came out in 2021, this is my all-time favourite. I love the fact It's a Dalek story. I love the fact it's got time travel in it. We're in 60s London, then in the Victorian times, and then of course we go to Skaro. We meet the Dalek Emperor. This story is just absolutely fantastic, and I just love it. I just genuinely love it. So that is my ranking of the Doctor Who animations so far. It's going from Dreamland down to the Evil of the Daleks. Let me know in the comments what are your opinions on these stories. How do you rank all of the animations? And then also let me know in the comments if you have seen Real Time and of course Death to Time, something like that with Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, because I do want to check it out. So thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share, and also thank you for being magnificent viewers and subscribers.